Now that we've covered the programs, I wanted to talk for a couple minutes about CRCF in general. In FY 2013, indirect costs are permitted, but program-specific caps on these costs are in place. I encourage you to review the guidelines to see those restrictions. As in the past, applications requesting CRCF monies for direct costs only are reviewed more favorably. With regards to intellectual property, executed IP agreements for dual or multi-party projects must be in place before CRCF funding is dispersed. CIT, however, does not provide templates for IP agreements. All IP agreements must be durable enough to satisfy requirements of commercialization and production as you envision for your end product. For IP purposes, CRCF awards are not considered state general funds. Lastly, a stem cell proviso is in place for CRCF in legislation. It also appears as the Common Conditions section of the program guidelines. If you are a Virginia business doing stem cell research, even if it's not associated with your CRCF project, I encourage you to look closely at this condition and let us know if you have any questions. CRCF is an entirely online process conducted through our grants management system. Hard copies or submissions by email will not be accepted. All applicants, as I mentioned earlier, must submit a letter of intent. These are available online now and must be submitted by 11:59 p.m. on December 17th. LOIs assist CIT in gauging proposal activity and in identifying and securing the necessary reviewers. Once LOIs have been submitted and applicants approved to move on, they'll be able to submit applications through 11:59 p.m. on January 18th. The application consists of a questionnaire, but also requires the applicant to upload certain documents. For all programs, applicants must upload a completed proposal and budget narrative using the templates provided. Those materials are program-specific and are available now for download from the CRCF program pages on CIT's website. A separate pre-recorded webinar has been created to aid applicants with the budget narrative. That runs approximately 10 minutes and can be also found on CIT's website. An uploaded appendix is also required of all applicants, but there is no template. A single PDF file should be uploaded into the online application containing, at a minimum, the letter from the authorized representative and the CV of the principal investigator. More information on the appendix and other required documents are found within all program-specific guidelines. Once applications are submitted, they move through a tiered review process, as I mentioned earlier. All applications first go through CIT for a compliance review. Once we determine eligibility is entirely met, proposals move forward to review by subject matter experts who will rank all applications. The Research and Technology Investment Advisory Committee, or the RTAC, reviews and assesses these ranked applications. The RTAC will then make recommendations for awards to the CIT Board, which is the operating arm of the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Investment Authority, or IEIA. The board will have final say on all CRCF award decisions. Award announcements are planned for late April 2013. Just a few words of note regarding the outside reviewers, as there has been questions of concern in the past. All subject matter experts sign a non-disclosure agreement, which precludes them from using information from applications for any other purpose than the review process. More information on confidentiality can be found on pages 4 through 5 of the FAQs. The RTAC that I mentioned moments ago is a 10-member body composed of 4 university vice presidents of research, the VEDP president and CEO, and 5 citizen members. These individuals provide feedback in the development of the roadmap and recommend CRCF awards to the IEIA. The CRCF program is one of many managed by CIT. If you'd like to know more about our organization, a program or service that we offer, or have other questions, please let us know and we'll be happy to put you in touch with the appropriate people. You can always check out www.cit.org for more information. At this time, we'll open the presentation up for questions and answers using the box you see on your screen. As you're sending questions in, I'll let you know of other resources available to aid you in the CRCF process. We'll hold another live webinar similar to this on January 4th at 11 a.m. Registration information is available at the link below. 2 pre-recorded webinars, one about the application process and another, as I already mentioned, about completing the budget and budget narrative, is available for you to view at the same link. We've also put together a list of the most commonly asked questions in our FAQs. All materials, including the guidelines, are available at the link above, and we encourage you to check those out. If you still have questions, our staff is happy to answer those, and please email crcf@cit.org. And I'll take any questions now that you may have through the questions box on the webinar.
I'll ask a quick question.
Sure, go ahead.
Is it appropriate to contact any of the reviewers for input on what they're looking for when they review, when the panel reviews a proposal?
Unfortunately not. That's what the guidelines are for. We do highlight in each program-specific guidelines the information that our reviewers are looking for and what constitutes a good program, or a good project, I should say.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, questions are starting to come in, so let me take a look at these. For matching funds, does the match have to be specifically project allocated? It does, yes. The match, unless they're indirect costs, the match should be allocated to the project. Like I mentioned before, if you have matches coming in from other awards, they should be related to the CRCF project and its period performance. So monies already spent from another award would not count towards this program. Sure. Matching funds can also be found in the FAQs. There are a list of specific things that count towards the matching funds. Are companies eligible to apply for matching funds? I assume that means the matching funds program, and unfortunately not. That's specifically for the universities and the research institutes or federal labs. But with that said, we certainly encourage collaboration between our public and private sector, including the universities. So if a public sector business were to partner with, say, a university, the university would be the lead applicant and could apply for funds under the matching funds program.
Hi, this is Nancy Verona, a colleague of Jennifer's, and I may have steered her and you all in the wrong direction with the question and the answer about indirect funds. They are project specific in that if you are using them towards any matching, they relate to your CRCF proposal, but we recognize that indirects in fact are acquired from a broad base of corporate activity. Okay, thank you.
Greg, if you or anyone else on the call still has questions regarding that, we'd be happy to take that via crcf@cit.org. And does anyone else have any questions? I'm not seeing anything else through the box, but I'm happy to answer any other thoughts or concerns you all might have. And I think we have one more coming in just a second, so I'll wait for that one. All right. Can CRCF funds be used to pay for 100% of a research institution's contribution to an SBIR-funded project?
Hi, this is Nancy Verona again, and just in case we, to make sure we understand the question correctly, the SBIR project is considered a match to a separate project that complements and advances the SBIR award. So the CRCF monies would fund a separate activity, and the SBIR or STTR, because it would be similar situation, is considered the match. There doesn't need to have to be a separate pot of funds or contribution from the corporate applicant. So let us know if that clarifies, and if it doesn't, why don't you email crcf@cit.org and we'll make sure that we've answered your question.
Okay, well, if there's no more questions at this time, we'll go ahead and end the webinar. And like Nancy said, and I've mentioned a couple of times, any questions throughout the process can be directed to crcf@cit.org, and a member of our staff would be happy to get back to you with the answer. Thanks, everyone, for your time today. And again, our apologies about the technical difficulties at the beginning, but hopefully you received the information you need, and we look forward to receiving your LOIs and your applications and seeing the great work going on in the Commonwealth. Thanks again.